Hi, my name is Dylan Hamilton, and today I'll be going over my Persuasion media campaign and all of its entirety. So the first thing I created were Facebook posts. These Facebook posts are kind of designed for multiple different parts of my audience. So each one has a different message. The first one is let's bring the play back in a cosplay photo shoots. This is targeting people who just want to do a photo shoot with me. And then we have the do you want to take control of your brand, which is kind of targeting those cosplayers who are looking to build their brand and want to be able to make a profit from selling prints. And then the do you want free photo shoots kind of targets my already existing clientele, talking about how if they sell enough photo shoots, they can win a free photo, or if they sell enough prints, they can win a free photo shoot out of that. The next portion of my campaign was on Instagram, and this one was where I basically had a lot of my cosplayers pull quotes and give me testimonials about how they enjoyed working with me. And we're going to go into why I did that a little bit further down the line, but each one is fit into a square that will then be posted onto Instagram. The third part is a contest that will be on my Instagram and will be featured on every single one of my cosplayers' Instagrams that I currently have a print deal with. Now, one thing I want to talk about, because I'm not going to bring it up further down the line, is that the reason why you're seeing the same pictures in different layouts is because each one of those layouts has been designed for each of my cosplayers' Instagram based on what they use the most. So for Shay is closest to Stacy as far as like friendliness, and so it makes sense to market that to Shay and her audience. Whereas mine has Shay and Kerrigan because those are my two biggest cosplayers. Stacy's has Stacy and Regan because those two are best friends, and Kerrigan and Victoria's have each other as the main one too, for the same reason that Stacy and Regan do. So one of the reasons I wanted to go with this is because it's very important to not only know the people you're marketing to, but also the people you're marketing with, because you wouldn't want to have someone on their main Instagram promote a picture where they're the smallest one. And the last portion of my campaign is an infographic that will be posted onto my Facebook that kind of just talks about everything that I do that I consider kind of unique sometimes and a little bit different. Now, we're going to start with the primal. Psychology for Marketers article said that it is one of the strongest and most effective selling tools. The relationship between sex and marketing is a winning combination for almost any business. And I used the sex appeal kind of a lot in my campaign because, in complete honesty, all of my models are very attractive, and being able to utilize that for marketing is just logical and it makes sense. And then we used it a little bit in my infographic with the word safety check. That kind of is a cue for like survival and primal instincts to survive. So talking about how we do keep everything safe is another thing to remember as well. Moving on to feeling and thinking. I decided to use these portions because, as Dennis Romeo talks about in his article, if you give us the right emotion to write on, we'll buy anything you're selling. And I wanted to make sure that I focused on making sure that they felt the emotions that I wanted them to feel. So we started off with the feeling aspect, which you see in my paragraph that's circled. It talks about how they're supposed to be fun and you're supposed to enjoy them. And this is relevant because if you like cosplay, this is going to emotionally impact you because it's relevant to what you care about. And people have been on horrible photo shoots, and we want to make them feel like they won't have that experience as long as they work with me. And then we also have a question to signal the thinking aspect, the do you want to take control of your brand? And then we also have the entire infographic is a very big thinking cesspool because it has a lot of numbers, a lot of facts, and just information, so it hits that thinking aspect. Moving on into some of the constructs, we talk about liking and how I'm going to express my liking to them. Beth Morgan's 7 psychological triggers that will win sales and influence customers says that we are more likely to say yes to a request if we feel a connection to the person making it. So in order to do that, I kind of did my own little blurb about why I do what I do, because if someone can understand that we have that common interest and we have that common goal, they're going to want to work with me more. Up next is authority and social proof. I kind of put these on the same slide because they kind of hit the same spots. Once again, Beth Morgan says that when your brand invokes something familiar, such as celebrity, industry expert, or even a memory, people will believe that your brand possesses similar qualities and is said to familiar entity. So to do this, I had some of my cosplayers write like a testimonial about working with me. And so you can see those. And then also in my profile, I changed it to say my official credentials. So Dylan Hamilton, Media Communications, Bachelor Graduate, Photographer, Designer, and Branding Specialist. And then a little quote about like my quote. So this is all to kind of like give that illusion, not an illusion because it is kind of, it's very factual, but that I know what I'm talking about and that I am to be trusted and that I am knowledgeable in what I'm talking about. The next one was consistency, and basically we wanted to get them to sign up for either emailing me or following me, something that's going to get them. And so each portion of projects have kind of done this. So in the Do You Want Free Photo Shoots, I asked them to email me, because once they email me, they're going to be a lot more likely to work with me. And then we also have that same call to action in the bottom, where it talks about it's not too late, shots are still open to join our print team, schedule an appointment by DMing or messaging me. Because once you message me, like it's kind of, you've already put in the work, so now you kind of want to do it. And as Beth continued to talk about, people will go to great lengths to appear consistent in their words and actions. The next portion was the reciprocity. So in her articles, Beth talks about free gifts and pre-purchases are a great way to drive first-time purchases and to tap into the psychology of shopping. So we kind of did this in my print article with my print contest, where I would be giving away a free print, because once I give them their first print and they realize how well it's packaged and how well it works, they could be inclined to buy more, and they're also might be more likely to advertise how well the product was when they take a picture of it and post it onto their social media. So overall, I think that's a great way to start it. And then with my cosplayers, if they can be rewarded with a free photo shoot if they sell enough prints, which is going to encourage them to want to sell more prints as well. So they're going to want to market that a little bit better. And last but not least is effective headlines and cognitive dissonance. And the 8 winning headline strategies and the psychology behind them article, Courtney Schneider, says that the best question headlines ask something that the reader can empathize with or relate to or would like to see answered. So I kind of did that in all of my headlines. We have the questions, do you want to take control of your brand? Do you want to get free photo shoots? Let's bring back the play in cosplay photo shoots. Isn't a question, but it's definitely like trying to grab your attention. And then the 5 things Dylan Hamilton Designs does has that number aspect, which is a very effective headline as well. And then we also have cognitive dissonance, where we're asking, do you want to take control of your brand? And if they care about their brand, they're going to think, yeah, I do want to take control of my brand. Thank you for asking. No one's ever asked what I wanted to do before. So we're kind of like going into that, and then the Let's Bring the Playback in the Cosplay Photo Shoots talks about, like, kind of hits that aspect of, yeah, let's bring back the play. Like that inner cosplayer in them is like, it fits with what they tell themselves they are. So that is my entire campaign. Thank you so much for your time and have a great day.